Hey, moviegoers, Jeffrey Michael here, and welcome to a hyperspeed edition of Jeffrey Michael's Movie Reviews Extravaganza. As Master Yoda might say, another Star Wars movie we have. That was terrible, but you get the idea, right? Yep, that's right, another Star Wars movie has come out. In fact, it's the fourth Star Wars movie released in the last 4 years. Whew, that's a lot of Star Wars there. It all started in 2015 with Star Wars The Force Awakens, and then in 2016 there was Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and last year, 2017, there was Star Wars The Last Jedi, and finally this year, Solo, a Star Wars story. And that's the movie that I'll be reviewing for you in this video, so let's not waste any more time. In this video, I will be reviewing Solo, a Star Wars story that was released on May the 25th, 2018. Okay, the first and only film that was released on May the 25th was Solo, a Star Wars Story, rated PG-13. It stars Alden Ehrenreich, Donald Glover, Emilia Clarke, Jonas Suotamo, Woody Harrelson, and Paul Bettany, and was directed by the legendary director Ron Howard. Ron Howard, as you know, has brought you such classic films like Apollo 13, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, A Beautiful Mind, Frost Nixon, The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and most recently, Inferno. Alrighty then, so Solo, a Star Wars story, is the second film in the Star Wars anthology series. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, the anthology series are set in the Star Wars universe, but they have nothing to do with the main story. Yeah, as you all know, the main story is covered in the films Star Wars Episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the upcoming ninth film. But these anthology films, they're set in the same galaxy, the same Star Wars universe, like I said, but they do not correlate with the main plot. Like, for example, the first anthology film, which was Rogue One, a Star Wars story, it was set just before the events of Star Wars A New Hope, and the plot was, it was about Rogue One, a group of rebel spies who worked together to steal the secret Death Star plans that helped the rebellion to destroy the Death Star. Now, I thought that was a fairly good, entertaining film overall. I mean, it told a great standalone story, while still, giving us a lot of Star Wars moments and characters that we all grew up with and loved, throughout the years from the previous Star Wars films. So the second Star Wars anthology film, Solo, a Star Wars story, as you might have already guessed, is about a young Han Solo that covers the early years before he met Luke Skywalker and joined the rebellion. Now, you'll remember Han Solo, right? I mean, he's such a classic character. In the original trilogy, he was played with such arrogance, swagger, and charm by the great Harrison Ford. And in this film, we get to see exactly how he became that charmingly handsome smuggler/gangster that we all know and love. So as the film Solo begins, we find out that a part of the Star Wars galaxy is overrun by a bunch of criminal and smuggling syndicates. One such syndicate is Crimson Dawn. And we also find out that the shipbuilding world of Corellia, which is located in this part of the galaxy, it's become accustomed to train all the orphan children of Corellia to be smugglers and to learn how to steal in order to survive the harsh environment and to also become part of these syndicates. And two of these orphan children are Han, played with fresh swagger and charm by Alden Ehrenreich, and his lover, Kira, played by Emilia Clarke. The two of them, of course, want a better life. They don't want to be part of this harsh, dark, dank world that's all run by criminals. And so, working together, they managed to steal a valuable hyperfuel called coaxium, and they plan to use it to barter their passage off the planet. And when they get to the place where they can, barter the fuel, and they're getting out of there, he manages to get out, but Kira, gets captured at the last minute, and she's taken away, and there's nothing he can do. He's helpless. He shouts, "Kira, I'll come back for you!" And so he has to basically get himself, seal himself some money and get himself a ship in order to do so. And so when he's there, he decides to sign up with the new empire, the Imperial Navy, so he can earn money to get back to her. So 3 years go by, and Han has been expelled from the Imperial Flight Academy for insubordination. And he's now working as an infantryman in a battle on a rogue planet. And it's there that he meets a gang of criminals led by Tobias Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson. And he wants to join their gang of criminals, but he stubbornly says, no, we don't need guys like you. And it's also in this scene that he meets, for the first time, his lifelong friend and companion, the Wookiee known only as Chewbacca, played by Yona Swatomo. And we find out in a hilarious scene that Han speaks Wookiee, something like that. And in the process, he saves his and Chewie's lives. And Chewie, as a debt of gratitude, owes him a life debt. He'll follow him anywhere now. And it's right then, when he meets up with Tobias Beckett again, that he begrudgingly agrees. Okay, kid, you can join our group here, but you gotta listen to everything that I say. Got it? Every order. Yeah, sure, whatever. And so their first mission, they go to the planet Vandor, where they plan to steal a shipment of valuable coaxium off of a moving train. Everything goes fine until Han makes a rash decision in the heat of the moment that costs them the entire shipment of coaxium. Blows up. Womp womp. Now, naturally, Tobias is furious. Kid, that shipment was meant for someone else. As it turns out, we find out that Tobias owes a debt to Dryden Voss, who's played by Paul Bettany. And Dryden Voss is a high-ranking criminal boss of the syndicate Crimson Dawn. Sound familiar? And Han's like, hey, don't worry about it. We'll just go to this Dryden Voss and tell him we'll get him another shipment of coaxium. All right, kid, but you're going to tell him that. All right. So then they go to Dryden Voss's space yacht, and it's there that Han runs into an old familiar friend. I won't say who because spoilers. And when they meet Dryden Voss, he's like, hey, that was just one little error. We'll get you a new shipment of coaxium from the planet Kessel. And Dryden Voss manages to get swayed. He says, all right, but I'm sending my lieutenant to accompany you. Okay. And this lieutenant leads them to another famous character in the Star Wars universe, Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover, taking over for Billy D. Williams from the previous trilogy. And it's there that Han forms a quick new friendship with this Lando Calrissian, who is accompanied by his sassy droid, L3. She's a hilarious character. And it's there that he agrees to take them in his ship, the Millennium Falcon. That's a famous ship, isn't it? But he wants a cut of the shares. All right, then. So all of them band together in order to fly the Millennium Falcon to Kessel to get this shipment for Dryden Voss, our villain. Now, will they be able to do it? And more importantly, will they make that infamous Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs? A little knowledge for all you Star Wars nerds out there will get that. Now, before I begin my review, I'd like to first talk about the background or the making of the film. You see, this film went through a bit of production hell for a while. Yeah, the original directors for Solo were Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. They are a directing duo who brought you such great comedies like The Lego Movie, 21 Jump Street, and 22 Jump Street. Yeah, you see, all great films, right? Phil Lord and Christopher Miller are more known for making comedies or relying heavy on improvisation, not really sticking to a script. And so when they were making a Solo, they relied on the actors improving quite a lot, going off script, and that really upset the Star Wars producers. You see, when you're making a big budget film, you only get so much money, a lot of money, and so little time to shoot. So when you're going off script a lot and shooting quite a lot, the money goes up and up, and there's very little time left. And also, these directors were trying to make more their vision. They were trying to make a comedy, and rumors are, if you believe them, the rumors are saying that they were trying to make Han Solo more like Ace Ventura. Ugh. Now that doesn't sound very good. And in the 11th hour, the Star Wars producers finally, put down the mallet, saying, "You guys, it's been great, but you got to go. This just is not working out." And so they left. And then in came Ron Howard to save the day. If the rumors are true, he reportedly reshot 70% of the film, and they had only so little time to do it too, so good for him for trying to salvage this film. Now, as for my review, it's not the best Star Wars film I've ever seen, but it's nowhere near the worst. I would say it's somewhere in the middle. Yeah, I thought it was a nice, solid, entertaining film overall. Now, some reviews have not been so kind to it. Some of them are like, why was this film made? Was it necessary? Did anyone really ask for a young Han Solo film? Another one was like, this film adds nothing new to the Star Wars universe. And I'm just like, does it have to? I mean, can it just be a nice, solid, entertaining blockbuster film that keeps you riveted for 2 hours straight? I mean, it did exactly that for me. I mean, I had a good time watching this film. And I can understand where they're going. I mean, there's a lot of flaws, no doubt. I mean, some of the editing was choppy, you could tell, and the story was rushed at times. Felt rushed at times. The cinematography, just because you could tell that it was reworked in the last hour. But I thought it was overall a great film. I mean, some positives. The acting, for example, our lead, Alden Ehrenreich, playing Han Solo, did such a great job. Not only did he recapture that swagger and charm of Harrison Ford, but he also recaptured, his walk and the way he stands and puts his thumbs here, and just that old "hey there" charm that comes out of him that just oozes. And Donald Glover, I think, did even a great job as Lando Calrissian, recreating that swagger that Billy D. Williams brought to that part originally. The two of them together were probably the best parts of the movie. And also, I thought everyone else did a great job. And there's a lot of throwbacks, if you're a Star Wars nerd, to characters and planets that you all know and love. And there's even a surprise cameo at the end by a familiar character. I'm not going to say who it is, but I was like, what? I thought, how is he there? Wow. So yeah, if you go to see it, I hope you do. I mean, it's not making a lot of money at the box office, and that's kind of sad because it's a great, entertaining time at the movies. Exactly what the original Star Wars trilogy was all about in the first place. So why not? As for my grade, I think I would give it a solid B. Like I said, it's not the best film, but it's not the worst either. And B, I think that's a good one. It's not an A, and it's not average like a C. So B. And overall, it's a great, entertaining film ride, and it's lots of great action scenes, a lot of great, choo 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 blasters, all the stuff you never know about Star Wars. So if you want to see a nice, great Star Wars film, go ahead and see it. I mean, I recommend it. I mean, as a young Han Solo might say, yeah, come on, see my movie. You might actually like it. That's his charm there. Go ahead and see it. That's Wookiee speak for time for the recap. Solo, a Star Wars story. B, not the best Star Wars movie, but still a nice, entertaining thrill ride about a young Han Solo set in the Star Wars universe. I highly recommend it. So make like the infamous Kessel Run and get to your theater in less than 12 parsecs in order to see it now. And that'll do it for a hyperspeed edition of Jeffrey Michaels Movie Reviews Extravaganza. Until next time. Oh, happy movie watching, everybody.